Now, also, with Claudia changing her stance and her view about Tommy, it's due to the part that Father Flynn is letting her know. You always want to be a part of this family, more of a part. This is what it's going to take, and I need you to step up to the plate. So she's in a place of where she is trying to now live up to an expectation and prove herself. And so Father Flynn asks of her to watch after her brother and ensure that she never goes, that he never goes to find or do anything with Tommy. So also we find that Paulie is noticing Walter's kind of stride and disposition and his whole aura. He said, "You don't appear to be, moving like somebody that son just got shot at." And so Paulie instantly notices. It's just something about Paulie that's interesting. It's just something about him. But he notices, and they have a conversation by the poolside, and that he believes it's the Serbs and they're going to get the Serbs. Paulie's like, the Serbs? We don't have enough manpower. I don't think that would be the best idea to go against the Serbs. And he insists. He says because he knows that Tommy is working with the Serbs to create the hit on Gloria and Vic. And we all know that Father Flynn is the line. Now, he done orchestrated this whole thing on the strength of his son saying it was the Serbs, and then he going to intertwine Tommy, and then he's going to say that Tommy's working with the Serbs. And he shares that with Claudia, that Tommy's working with the Serbs. So here we just find it's just all in shambles. So he just being messy, telling falsehoods. And so now we have a whole episode where the word is getting out that, so since Father Flynn wants to get at the Serbs, and he and Paulie's talking, he said, we're going to call the 4 horsemen. The 4 horsemen of Ireland. Yes, they're going to come from Dublin all the way over. And they're going to put in that work. Paulie's like, now you mean say we got to do our... Yes, we do. So this season we are waiting for, this time we're waiting for the 4 horsemen to appear, because it's about to be an all-out war. And so, that's just, oh Lord, it's just making me like, dang, he done orchestrated and all this drama. So, it's great. It's a great clincher for us to be at the edge of our seats to see what's going to happen. Moving along, D-Mac is walking down the street and he sees Marshall. And Marshall kind of come up on him, and he expresses that he apologizes for what happened to CB. I've been tripping because they went to my kinfolk down there in Gary and made a deal without me. And so he's feeling some kind of way. And D-Mac is listening like, He was like, just hit me, do whatever you want. I'm sorry, man, you're like a brother to me. So D-Mac was commencing to throw a punch, and he faked on him. And so they laughed and they joked it out. And so they ended up going to Gary, Indiana to make the sale. And they ain't go with no valve dollar. They went with a whole thing, brick. And so that's these little youngsters trying to make a move. And all I'm saying is that never can end well. And so we go back to, so they get back to Chicago. And D-Mac is talking with Tommy, letting him know, hey, I did this and I did that down there. He's like, you did what? I don't need you doing a thing for me. I didn't want to expand. And I'm saying to myself, I agree, Tommy. These old young bucks don't know how to move. That was foolish. But that was the work of a novice. They weren't seasoned. They were novice. And so, that was really, really interesting to know that, golly, they really thought they was doing something. So Tommy, he just kind of dispelled that whole behavior. That was not acceptable. Don't be doing that no more. I ain't want this, and that. And at that very moment, that is when a vehicle comes up and shoots at Tommy and D-Mac. But right before the shooting happened, they're talking, and Tommy expresses to him that I am your uncle. I am your uncle. And I know that JP is your father. So Tommy just flat out exposes some truths to him. And of course, he's not interested in hearing it and just woo-to-woo. And then all of a sudden, here goes a Freddy shootout on the two of them. And of course, D-Mac gets hit with a bullet, and he has to go to the hospital. It is then that he is called JP to come down. And JP like, what you got me down here for? That boy that shut up your spot. He got shot. Okay, and that's your son. My son? Why didn't you tell me this before, Tom? He said, I was just trying to fight. You should have told me the instant you found out. Now if something happens, and I never would have had a chance. I'm like, he said that. He got that right. Hopefully it wasn't too late, Tommy. And then he rushes into the hospital. Also during this season, Liliana is, I don't know what she was doing. Call herself like walking up on the Serbs. Or going to the Serbs or to their spot. Like, what are you doing? And while she does that, come to find out, she notices Tommy is meeting with them outside on the sidewalk. So she instantly gets, her thoughts go to, yeah, he is working with the Serbs. And I said, oh my God, who would have thunk it? That they would have some sort of proof or some sort of inclination to drive their thoughts to pursue what they're doing. Man, to tell me she done rolled down on y'all and came on up there to the spot and you seen you talking with them. Yeah, she definitely has a reason now, and she went and shared that with the family. So in this episode, we are awaiting for the 4 horsemen to come from Dublin to get at the Serbs per the Flynn family.